everybody, it's Tim here again, and I just got done watching the Child's Play reboot. I finally got to see it. I've really been out for a long while now, but I just now got to see it. I gotta say, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I'd give it 3 out of 4. It's a good, solid horror flick. There's nothing really special about it, and it's not anything great. It doesn't belong in the great ranks of horror reboots and remakes like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead or The Thing by John Carpenter. It doesn't belong in that rank. This is like the middle tier of reboots. It's good. It belongs like with Evil Dead and Fright Night. The middle tier, good but not great reboots. It belongs with those. The kid who plays Andy does a good job here. There are some problems with the film, pros and cons. The way like Chucky becomes evil or whatever, or crazy because this like worker is like depressed and messes with his AI or whatever, that's really lazy. They could have done more with it than that. I like the whole technology angle in this film of like how it's like a technophobic type movie with the little dolls like controlling all the technology and everything, and it's like artificial intelligence. The mom gets it for the boy because she wants him to have a friend because he doesn't go out because he's hooked on technology. Pretty much, once again, a commentary about today's age where everybody's on the internet 24/7. And his dad is dead. They don't really say his dad's dead, but you get the idea because he's like flipping through a photo album and you see a picture of him and his dad, and he like closes it really fast. And he talks about how everybody just leaves him. It's obviously they's alluding to the fact his dad's dead and that he left him and he feels depressed about it. And that's why he doesn't go out. But anyway, so his mom gets him the doll. One other thing, the woman who plays the mom looks really young, like way too young to be a mom. And the dynamic is like really off in the film. She looks like the kid's big sister. It doesn't mesh at all. She's a miscast. Her acting is fine, so I don't mean miscast as in acting. Her acting is totally fine. It's just it doesn't. There's no chemistry. There's no mother and son chemistry. The guy who plays Detective Mike Norris or whatever, the cop from the original, it's played by Chris Sarandon. It's a black actor on here. He does a good job. I liked him. Another problem with the film, though, is you don't get much character development for a lot of the side characters. Only pretty much Andy you get character development for, and him and his relationship with Chucky is the best part of the film. I wanted more development for the Mike character, the cop. And another problem with the film is there's these other kids who like make friends with Andy, and the friendship is just like really rushed to like them being friends with each other. But once they're friends, though, they just kind of like disappear for part of the movie, and then they pop back up at like towards the halfway through the middle act, and then they come back at like the end for the final. It's just they don't feel really needed. You could have done this exact same story without the other kids, or you should have rewritten it to like include all the kids as like a major plot. But yeah, I really like the story here. Now this is a reboot, so of course Chucky's personality is different. Mark Hamill does a great job. He's not awesome like Brad Dourif, but he does a great job. For the most part of the movie, I was like, oh, he's good, but he doesn't have the oomph like Brad Dourif had, like the craziness when he would fly off. And that's because he's more of a robot, so he doesn't have the big personality that Brad Dourif had, and I kind of missed that. But at the end, when he like flies off and he's like trying to stab the hell out of everybody, I really liked it. I thought he did a great job. He's not awesome like Brad, but he did a great job for a new version of Chucky. And yeah, Chucky wants to be Andy's friend, but he keeps messing up because he's a robot. His artificial intelligence. He doesn't understand what he's doing wrong. Like when somebody bothers Andy, he wants to kill him because he watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with Andy, and Andy was loving the violence in it, so he thought, well, they like this, maybe I should do it and make them happy. So I thought that was brilliant putting Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 in here. I laughed so hard. And the cat like scratches the hell out of Andy, and it's this real mean cat, and Andy walks back in the room, Chucky's like strangling the hell out of the cat. It was really funny. I cracked up at that. But towards like partway through the movie, he kills like this slightly abusive douchebag boyfriend guy, the mom, who's also cheating on his wife with Andy's mom, and Chucky kills him and cuts his face off and like brings it to him as a present, like Leatherface would because he saw it on the movie. That was hilarious. I love that. And of course, the robot ends up killing, or the Chucky bot ends up killing the mom of the cop who lives next door because she's like, Andy's my best friend now, and Chucky like sees it and he flies off and kills the mom in a pretty decent scene. The gore effects are really great here, and most of what I saw was pretty much practical. Towards the end of the movie, when Chucky gets Andy in this toy store or whatever, and or shopping center or whatever it is, and he's like controlling all the other Caslin machines because that's what he's from. He can pretty much hack into any other robot from the same company or vehicle or anything from the same company and control it. It was pretty cool. And there's like flying towards people, and there's this little like drones that fly into people's necks and like cut them and everything. And the cop like saves this fat boy who's friends with Andy, and he gets hit. And I thought he was dead, and I was like, well, they cut off the Mike Norris character. That's interesting. But he pops back up at the end and like shoots Chucky in this scene where you think Chucky's dead, and I was like, is that all? And almost Chucky just jumps out of nowhere. He's like, you're my best friend. He's like, you're gonna stab the hell out of Andy, and Mike Norris shoots him. The cop does, and he's like, "This is the end." They're going to call back to that line. This is the end, friend. I like that. And then the mom walks over there and like rips off the head. He's got like the mom tied up at the end in the climax, and he's going to like buzzsaw her and slice her to pieces. Andy has to save her, and he ends up stabbing Chucky, and he feels bad about it. And you actually feel sorry for Chucky in this movie because he doesn't understand what he's doing because he's an artificial intelligence robot. He doesn't understand what the hell's going on. He thinks he's doing the right thing. So in a way, you feel sorry for him. Honestly, yeah. By the end of the movie, you still feel sorry for Chucky. At the end of the movie, Andy takes his body parts like out of the store, and him and his friends like pretty much bash him into pieces and then burn the rest. So it's like a no sequel bait ending. You see them like do a recall on all the Buddy dolls, which are not good guys here. They're buddies, which I'm fine with. Buddy was like the original name of the doll, I believe, in Don Mancini's original script. But they pretty much they recall them all so they can make sure nothing like this happens again. They got them all on the shelves, and then one of the Buddy dolls like smiles or whatever towards the camera. It's pretty much just showing them still activated, but it's not really like a sequel bait ending, which was interesting. I expected more of like a big shock at the end or something, to leave you on like a last scare, but they don't really give it to you here. So yeah, all in all, this was a 3-star flick. It's good. It's better than Child's Play 3 and Seed of Chucky. I liked 1 and 2 and Bride and Curse and Cult better than this one. But as a reboot, this is one of the better ones. This is a good flick. It's not anything great. It's not anything to write home about. But as a reboot, this is a good one. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.